Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Farhaida binti Muhammad Saleh. We are researchers from Unikl MindTech, and today we would like to present about the factors that lead to gadget dependency among Unikl students. So my name is Muhammad Syahmi bin Mafize, and this is my fellow researchers. First one is Muhammad Hakeem bin Daud, Muhammad Naim bin Kamaruddin, Muhammad Zakuan bin Abdul Mofti, Nur Ain binti Norazman, and lastly Nur Ain dan Natasya binti Khairul Azuan. We are all students from Bachelor in Industrial Logistics, Unikl MindTech. So this presentation, we will divide it into 5 contents. The first one is introduction. The second one is factors that lead to gadget dependency. And the third one, research methodology. Fourth, findings. And the last one is recommendations. So we will first start with introduction.
Yes, Assalamualaikum, and today I'm going to talk about the background of this study. So the background study of our research is about gadget and how it depends to all students. So I will start. Gadgets such as smartphones are very popular between an adult. Gadgets such as smartphone, tablet, where they all of them is used to surf the internet, or the social, or play games. Gadgets such as smartphone and tablet are multiplying 5 times faster than we are, with our population of growing rate around 2 people per second. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the thesis. The thesis report of this finding is through the study to establish the factors that lead to gadget dependency among the specifically students. The importance of our study is to show the value of gadget to the student lifestyle. For example, how many hours students check their phone every day, and does the gadget hold great importance in their daily life?
A gadget currently has become essential for those who are in both the educational and working sectors. Due to the pandemic, all activities such as education and work need to be continued at home. Luckily, biotechnology and on gadgets has been improved with new updated features that can ease users to use it. Somehow, despite the benefits provided by using the gadget, there are some issues that need to be put into considerations. Two problems were identified, which are gadget addiction and those who are with financial problems cannot afford to buy a gadget, even it is necessary, especially for students like the students in Unikl MindTech. To reduce gadget addiction, self-awareness is the key as users should know the limit and the exact purposes of why a gadget is being designed. It is vital to ensure that they can control their gadget usage in daily life to reduce and avoid the addiction which might lead to another negative issues. On the other hand, many agencies such as private sector, non-governmental organizations (NGOs), and government-linked companies (GLCs) has started boosting funds to produce gadgets such as laptops, computers, and even smartphones for needy students to enable them to join the online learning. Addressing these two problems will produce and enable a practical benefit for Malaysia and contribute to human society to live a fulfilling life by not becoming addicted to gadgets and emphasizing the human connection in life. So the first objectives of the study is to study the factors that lead to gadget dependency among students of Unikl MindTech. Secondly, to determine the impact of technological devices to students. And lastly, to study the significance of gadget dependency in the education system.
So next, I will proceed to the next slide, which is factors that lead to gadget dependency. First and foremost, entertainment. Any activity that offers a diversion and help people to amuse themselves in their spare time is considered as entertainment. Besides, entertainment able to change users' life in a variety of ways. It is because entertainment provides people with happiness, laughter, and fun so that it can relaxing mind and can release stress. Moreover, entertainment allow people access to a huge amount of data, such as get direction using Google Maps and learn how to cook, sing, draw, and also learn anything by watching YouTube videos. The second factors that lead to gadget dependency is education. Based on our current situation of pandemic COVID-19, online learning is an initiative from the educational sector to teachers and lecturers for conducting their classes by using virtual learning to ensure the education continuity. Thus, all of the quizzes and examination will be held online. It is because there are new features designed have improved the learning process.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. So, the next factors other than entertainment and education is the communication. The first point is reliable. Throughout the conversation that made by using the gadget, people nowadays have a high risk in having their conversation to be recorded by unresponsible party. With the help of encrypted instant messaging in certain applications, it can measure the privacy and security. Thus, the gadget play an important role to protect all the data with the help of technology and the application. Thus, the people does not have to worry about it and when using the gadget. Furthermore, the gadget can help enhance the use of English language. Learning English language, learning English through gadgets like smartphone or laptop through certain website. There are many interesting websites out there that offer interesting learning that provide videos, blogs, and podcasts. So the user will not feel bored throughout the learning section. It is not limited only to the English language. The people can learn other languages such as Spanish, Russian, and so on. The last factors, which is with the physical activity. Easy to record any physical activity. With the evolution of fitness smartwatch, all activities such as jogging, cycling, or swimming can be recorded. Fitness smartwatch can be using application in our smartphone. All aspects such as step taken, intensity of exercise, walking distance, heart rate can be tracked. Thus, students that own such device or gadget tend to be healthier as they are depending on their gadget to keep in shape.
Alright, next is research methodology. So firstly, this research utilized quantitative research methodology, and the instrument used to collect data were questionnaire, which were a set of questionnaire containing 28 questions divided into 5 sections. Different question types were used in the questionnaire, such as demographic question, dichotomous question, which is yes or no, multiple choice question, and matrix table question. So the different 5 sections of the questionnaires were demographic information, time spent on gadget, ownership of gadget, functions of gadget, and gadget dependency. And the questionnaire was piloted to a group of 8 Unikl students to assess its validity before it was distributed. Alright, next. As we know, data can be classified into 2 different categories, which are primary and secondary data. In this paper, data were collected from the primary data and transformed into information that would be used to support this research. And the questionnaire was given to the students of Unikl MyTech that aged between 18 to 27 years old. And the respondent can be in any course offered in Unikl MyTech, whether it is in diploma in industrial logistics, diploma in quality engineering, bachelor in industrial logistics, bachelor in Instrumentation and Control Engineering, Bachelor in Petroleum Operation and Safety, Bachelor in Quality Engineering, or even Bachelor in Facilities Maintenance Engineering. And the respondent also need to have at least one gadget used in their daily life.
Next, for the research procedure, this study used a questionnaire data which involves statistical and numerical data. A total of 120 respondents from Unikl has been chosen to answer this questionnaire. The students are chosen from the previous criteria, which is criteria on the respondent of the study, and this procedure is used to carry out and to predict the future finding and to draw a conclusion on the next chapter. Next is the data analysis. For the data analysis, the researchers had chosen 4 topics that they think important for them to discuss. The 4 parts of the data analysis are dependency on gadget in daily life, types of gadget owned, purpose of using gadget, and average time spent on gadgets per day. Then the data is analyzed by using simple percentage, and the results were presented through pie charts and bar charts.
So the next slide is about dependency of gadget in daily life. This is the result from our survey, which is 72.3%, which is the 43.7% agree, and 28.6% is strongly agree. So for the 4.2%, which is 3.4%, is disagree, and 0.8 strongly disagree. So for the category which is in the neutral, cover up about 23.5%. So the student depends on their gadget, and the gadget is increasingly integrated into their daily lives. Students use their gadget for different purposes, especially during this pandemic. And then the communication is the highest factor on why students use their gadgets.
Now, we're going to talk about the types of gadget on based on our questionnaire that we got from 120 students from Unikl. So, as we can see from the figure shows the proportion of the student in their choice of types of gadget owned by the factor of personal computer or tablet, smartphone, DSLR, camera, Bluetooth, speaker, and fitness tracker. This section discusses the result of the research on the type of gadget on from a survey received from 120 students from Unikl. As we can see, there are a big difference in the selection of the type of gadget owned by the students. The biggest difference of the type of gadget owned were in the selection of smartphone and the fitness tracker. In the selection of smartphone, the students make up 95.8% of the respondents. On the contrary, the percentage of students who selected a fitness tracker was just 7.5%. Yeah. The smartphone dominates the type of gadget owned with a leading 95.8%, followed by a personal computer with 90.8%. The third highest percentage is Bluetooth speaker with 52.5%, followed by tablets with just 27.5%. Next, followed by a DSLR camera with 14.2%, and lastly, the least selection, the fitness tracker, with only 7.5%. As we can see from this result indicates that more students choose the smartphone as the type of gadget owned, since smartphones have many features that can help to ease the student life with the help of the internet. Students also agree that smartphones are easy to carry anywhere with its small size compared with other gadgets.
Okay, let's continue to the next point for findings, which is the purpose of using gadget. So, based on the bar chart, It shows the proportion of students in their choice of purpose on using gadget according to the factors of communication, study, entertainment, social media, gaming, and fitness. There are differences in the selection of purposes on using gadget by the student of Unikl MyTech. The most preferable between the two purposes were in the selection on communication and fitness of the purpose of using gadget. In the selection of communication, most students were preferable and made up 106 of respondents. On the contrary, the number of respondents selected least preferable on using the gadget for communication was just 3 respondents. It is because in this era of globalization, the method of study has changed from face-to-face method to online learning. For example, when the student want to communicate with the members of their group assignment from different states and places due to finish the task, they will use gadget as the purpose to communicate with others. Apart from that, the data contributes to a clearer understanding of why students most prefer to use gadget for communication purposes. Besides, other than friends, they also have family to talk to. For example, gadgets are most useful when the students study far from home and live at the hostel, especially during this pandemic. However, the trend was reversed when it came to the purpose of using gadget in fitness. Here, the most preferable student on using gadget for the purposes of fitness with only 13 respondents, whereas least preferable for the purpose of fitness on using gadget by the student with just 1 respondent only. For the other purposes, the most preferable of using gadget is entertainment and followed by social media, then study, and also for gaming. Social media and entertainment are one of the most preferable because this type of purposes attract students to release their stress and encourage a relaxing mind while using the gadget. For this aspect, the highest respondent of the most preferable among 4 purposes on using gadget that had said before were found on entertainment, which is the entertainment can provide with 98 respondents. Next, for social media, there are just 94 respondents that are most preferable for the purpose and 5 respondents for least preferable. Besides, for the purposes of study, the most preferable respondent were just 85 respondents, and for the least preferable student on using gadget for study is 4 respondents only. Last but not least, one of the purposes that result in the highest of the least preferability among the other purposes for a student on using gadget is gaming. It is because it states that 44 respondents had least preferable for gaming and just 53 of the respondents that most preferable use the gadget for gaming purposes.
The graph shown in the slide is the pie chart of average time students spend their time on gadgets per day, according to how many hours they spend with their gadget, starting from the selection of 1 hour until more than 6 hours. This slide will discuss about the results of the research on average time spent on gadgets per day from a survey received from all 120 respondents. There are differences and similarities in the selection of average time spent on gadgets per day by the students of University Kuala Lumpur MyTech. The highest data percentage recorded by respondents are 73.3%, which is data for more than 6 hours for their average spending time on gadget per day. Other than that, there are several of the students that spend their average time on their gadgets per day around 4 to 6 hours, around 16.7%, which is the second highest data percentage in the pie chart. Next, 6.7% of the respondents have chosen 2 to 4 hours as the average time spent on gadgets per day. Finally, the percentage of least preferable of the average time was 3.3%, which is for 1 to 2 hours. The data indicates that most students spend their average time for more than 6 hours on gadgets per day.
Alright, we have reached the last point, which is recommendation. So based on the findings and conclusion of the study, there are several recommendations to be considered. Firstly, set time and take advantage. So in this case, who need to set time and what kind of advantage? Students. Students must set time for using the gadgets and take advantage of using them, as well as leverage their institution technology to meet their academic needs. It can't be denied that gadget has been proven to be very helpful in educating students. So students should make use of the advantages, such as they can access the educational websites and can get detailed information about required topic. And gadget makes things better as have access to pile of material and can be very useful in research and understanding things better. Visual presentation, educational videos, interactive programs, learning tutorial and variety of books available all the times on internet has revolutionized education in a better way. So next, impose boundaries and restrictions. In my opinion, everyone should impose boundaries and restrictions, but based on the finding of the study, students should impose boundaries and restrictions when using the gadget, as they need to understand about the safety of using gadget, especially when they need to allow data which need an agreement to access to the sites. Nowadays, there are too many potential risks need to be faced by everyone, especially students who use their gadget without any boundaries imposed. So in this case, they need to rationally thinking on if they involve in the potential risk, what they can do about it. And that is why boundaries and restrictions need to be imposed while using the gadgets. And lastly, gadget companies gather any possible information. Alright, this is a bit different compared to the other recommendations before, because it is specifically for gadget company. Gadget companies should be able to gather any possible information to build and improve their product functionality for user-oriented gadget design for specifically for students. Emerging technologies are bringing changes in education, and by doing so, students can be shaped into individuals who are ready to take on the world of technology in the future.
Next, the last part is the recommendations for future research. So first, it is recommended that further studies to be carried out on students from other universities. This is to see whether there are any similarities in the findings. If there are more students or respondents to answer the questionnaire, there will be more variation to the data. So more similarities or conclusion we can make from the finding. Next is explore other research methodology, as the researchers only use simple percentage such as pie chart and bar chart to analyze data. Other research methodology such as using SPSS software can be used to analyze the data. This is to increase the precision of the data and also to analyze more about the research. Lastly is further investigation on how the gadgets can be fully utilized. As everyone think, the gadget can bring some sort of harmful and addiction to them. It is recommended that further investigation to be carried out whether the gadgets can be fully used on a daily life and become more useful and more convenient for them to use. So that's all from the researchers and presentation. Thank you.